Day of January 2024, and the time now is 4 minutes past the hour of 5 in the holy and blessed land of Biafra. I once more welcome you to this hallowed platform, and I say good morning to you. If you are listening from Biafra land, I say good morning to you. It doesn't matter where you are listening to anyway, wherever you are. If it is your morning, good morning. If it is your afternoon, good afternoon. If it is your evening, good evening. You know, this is the first program of the day, the one we wake up with. And I want to thank you for being part of this program this morning. I say thank you very much for joining us this morning as we wake up. This is where we worship.
You are now tuned in to the #1 radio station.
Radio Biafra is your #1 radio station, and I thank you for being part of this program this morning. The voice you heard was the voice of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is currently in the DSS dungeon. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was abducted by the Nigeria government in 2021. That is why he is in the DSS dungeon. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's troubles did not start today. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's troubles did not start today. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, being a very conscientious person, saw Nigeria going the way that it was going. Saw Nigeria going into the mess, into the abyss that we see it today in. And Mazi Nnamdi Kanu first campaigned for the betterment of Nigeria. He asked for different things to be done to ensure that Nigeria has a workable, to ensure that Nigeria works. He campaigned, he called for solutions to be provided to the Nigerian system, and nothing was done. On discovering that the Nigerian problem is a cleverly designed problem, it is a problem that was designed in order to ensure that the people, the citizens, do not rise up, do not get enough to eat, do not have enough to take care of themselves with, so that they cannot ask questions, so that they will continue living in ignorance. Therefore, he knew that the problem of Nigeria is from the foundation of Nigeria. He went further to do research and to ask, how can this foundational problem be fixed? He asked questions, he researched, and he came up with a solution, that is for the voice of the people to be heard. And since then, he has been campaigning for the voice of the people to be heard. Biafrans are demanding for referendum. Biafrans are demanding for the United Nations to conduct a referendum so that we can make our voices heard, so that we can better be stakeholders in the Nigerian system. You have a system where terrorists like Mieti Yala confidently say that they are stakeholders in the Nigerian system. But the ordinary citizens are not, and that is evident when the EndSARS happened in 2020. EndSARS was just a group of people, Nigerian youths, men and women. They went out on the streets, they went out to different places in Nigeria asking for an end to the SARS police. SARS is a police, a type of a section in the Nigerian police that was killing innocent people just like the Nigerian police does, but theirs it was too much. It was a specialized task for SARS. They were harvesting organs. They were not even dressed, they never dressed like police officers. They dressed in muftis, looking tattered and dirty, and they were slaughtering Nigerians like no man's business. So Nigerians stood up and said, enough is enough. We want an end to SARS. We do not want them to be part of our security system anymore. We want it disbanded. And the Nigeria government responded by opening fire on Nigerian youths, on Nigerian people. That is to tell Nigerians that they are not part of the system. They are not part of those who run the system, who determine the affairs of the system. They are not stakeholders in the Nigerian system. And this was what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu found out earlier on when he started campaigning for the voices of Nigerians to be heard, for the voices of our people, the Biafran people, to be heard. Now he came up with a solution that is supposed to put Nigeria on the map, a solution that is supposed to put Nigeria on course to massive development. But when he presented this solution to the Nigerian government, they rejected this solution. They said, no, we do not want to solve the Nigerian people's problems. If anything, we want them to be more into chaos. We want to cause more problems for them. We want them to be into more mess. And they said, no, they will not accept that. So that is a sign that the Nigerian problem is a deliberate effort in order to subdue the Nigerian people. And it is a clear indication that the Nigeria government is directly responsible for all the problems that Nigerians are going through, insecurity to hunger to unemployment, name them, goes to show that the Nigeria government is deliberately making that happen. After presenting this case to the Nigerian government and the request that these issues be solved, what are these issues? Just the providing the necessary amenities that the people need. Nigeria is a place where there is no electricity. Nigeria is a place where there is no water. Nigeria is a place where there is no good road. Nigeria is a place where the transportation system is in shambles. And he asked for these things to be resolved so that the people can live like humans. After rejecting it, they went to his house to assassinate him in 2017. September of 2017, the Nigeria government went to the house of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in order to assassinate him. Thankfully, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu managed to escape with his life, but the Nigeria government ended up killing at least 27 men and women. They massacred at least 27 men and women, to the point where it was such a gory scene, to the point where even the family dog was killed. To the point that a family dog was killed. This is the situation of Nigeria. This is how bad Nigeria is, how demonic this country is. And 2017, they tried to kill this man, this innocent man who did nothing wrong to them, who only presented them with a solution to the Nigerian mess. Rather than to accept the solution, they went there to kill him. They went to assassinate him. When they failed, they trailed him to Kenya, and in 2021, they abducted him. They abducted him in what legally is called extraordinary rendition. They abducted him from Kenya in 2021, June 19, 2021, and they restricted him at a private location for 8 days, torturing him, putting him through all manner of inhuman treatment. According to information, he was chained to the ground, and he was not even allowed to go to use the toilet or anything. He was tortured for complete 8 days, chained to the ground. What type of a government is that? This government is not fit to still exist. It is quite appalling that the Nigerian institution has been allowed to run rogue, and it is quite appalling that rather than bring the Nigeria government to book, rather than to force the law upon them, they have been compensated by their friends. And since 2021, we have been campaigning for the release of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We have been calling for his release because he was abducted. You do not abduct somebody and expect the person to go through the court process. Nigeria is simply making a caricature of themselves. Nigeria is the one in trial, and Nigeria have shown that they do not have the capacity to administer justice. Nigeria have shown that they do not care about the law, as they have ignored various laws, both international and local laws, which has discharged and acquitted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Even with charges, they have rejected this. They have rejected all of it because they do not care about the Nigerian people. They do not care about the citizens. They do not care about the law. All they care about is to ensure that the Nigerian people continue living in subjugation. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be freed because he committed no crime. He committed no crime known to law. He must be freed. Just like every other Biafran that the Nigeria government abducted and the Nigeria government has placed in different dungeons, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released because he committed no crime. He did not commit any crime. I want to begin this morning by thanking you all for being part of this program today, and also by acknowledging our leader, Onyindu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the director of Radio Biafra and Biafra Television. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is the incorruptible leader of the Biafran people. He was abducted, like I said, from Kenya. Currently, he is in the DSS dungeon for no reason, simply because he is speaking up for the people, because he is giving Nigeria government the solution to their problems. I acknowledge this man and I say thank you very much for all that you are doing. Thank you very much for all the sacrifices that you are making. It is not an easy thing. It is not an easy thing. It usually looks easy from the outside. People talk about Nelson Mandela and oh, how wonderful he is and all of that. And recently we have heard people talk about oh, how he did not give exactly what some people wanted. But that is just the situation of things. You can never really please everybody. There are people that will always have issues with what you do. But the most important thing is that at every moment we keep pushing to be better. It doesn't matter what somebody else is doing for us. We must also engage ourselves. We must also keep pushing to be better, and that is what Mazi Nnamdi Kanu has taught us. Never to relent, never to ever sit down and say we have had enough, we have struggled enough. No. We must keep pushing, we must keep getting better. And at the same time, I want to thank the DOS, those who are with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu piloting the affairs of this noble movement, the Directorate of States of the Indigenous People of Biafra. And Mazi Chika Idozim is the head of the Directorate of State. I say kudos to these men and women, wonderful people, leading us into our promised land. Thank you guys very, very much. And at the same time, I want to appreciate the Eastern Security Network, men and women of valor, men and women who are making sacrifices that we cannot imagine, who have no comfort, who do not even think of comfort. They have no idea what comfort is, and they are not thinking of it. These are wonderful people. These are saints. These are saints in human form, living ones, just like Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and the DOS. These are wonderful people. And at the same time, I want to remind you that you please do support the Eastern Security Network by going to our website ipob.org. You can go to ipob.org to support the Eastern Security Network by donating through the PayPal account. Support them in whichever way that you can. Remember that our safety is the number one. If you are not safe, then you can't even talk about tomorrow. Tomorrow is as a result of today. And if you do not have a secure day today, then tomorrow will just be a blur. Tomorrow will just be a story. So I ask that we support these men and women, these wonderful people, in order to ensure that they do their task, in order to ensure that they bring safety and calm to our land. We have seen what is happening all over Nigeria. We have seen the abductions happening, the killings, the massacre. We are seeing the terrorist attacks happening all over. I mean, there is this news that says 8 killed, dozen missing as herdsmen launch fresh attack on 3 Benue communities. This was just yesterday's news. 8 killed, dozens missing as herdsmen launch fresh attack on 3 Benue communities. I will briefly read it so that we understand what is really happening. It says the affected communities are Ogumobo, Ipele and Ejima, all in Agatu local government area of Benue State. Agatu has consistently witnessed armed herders attack in the past 2 weeks with troops and civilians killed. In the first attack, which happened on January 18, 2024, 5 people, including 3 soldiers, were ambushed and killed. Barely 5 days later, a former Commissioner of Information, Culture and Tourism, Mike Enalegu, who hails from the local government, confirmed another attack leading to the death of 2 people. The Saturday attack, the third in the past 2 weeks, was said to have lasted 4 hours with the armed herders raiding several communities. A resident of the local government who did not want his name mentioned for safety reasons said, residents of Ogumobo, Ibele and Ejima have all deserted their homes and fled into the forest. The lawmaker representing Agato State constituency in the Benue State House of Assembly, Godwin Edo, lamented the incessant attacks and urged the relevant security agencies to fish out the perpetrators. It is true these attackers have invaded 3 communities of Ogumobo, Ibele and Ejima on Saturday between 12 p.m. and 4 p.m. and they sacked the people. 8 people were killed in this latest attack and several people are still missing. Despite all our efforts, the killings have persisted. No one is coming to our aid and the governor is quiet. I do not understand this, the lawmaker said. Now I want to draw your attention to the last thing he said. He said, despite all our efforts, the killings have persisted. Despite all their efforts, and this is being said by a lawmaker, somebody in their that in their state constituency, said they have made effort to stop this, but the killing has persisted. And he is saying that nobody is coming to help them. He said no one is coming to our aid, and the governor is quiet. No one is coming to their aid, and the governor is quiet. Now let me also give you an information why this is happening. Tinubu, in his New Year address, did not address the massacre that happened just a couple of days earlier, 5-6 days earlier, that happened from the 24th to the 26th of December in Plateau States, that saw over 200 people massacred, that saw over 28 communities attacked by killer herdsmen. He never addressed it. He never addressed it. And then we got reports of people who said they went to the army to ask why they were not being defended, and the army said they have no amenities, they do not have guns and what have you to defend them, the Nigerian army. But you see them in the southeast, you see them in Biafra land, they have all that they need in order to kill innocent people, in order to kill those who have committed no crime and to molest those who they have found to be weak. This is how Nigeria's system works. And these people, for instance, this is the governor. He said no one is coming to our aid and the governor is quiet. This is the chief security officer of the state, and he is quiet to what is happening in his state. He is quiet to the killings happening in his state. He is quiet to the slaughter happening in his state. Therefore, I want to encourage you to defend yourself. Do not wait for your leaders. Defend yourself. And this leads me to the next news, which is from Daily Post. And it says, defend yourselves against jihadists, IPOB to Nigerians. This is the only advice you can give somebody. What else can you give somebody? What else can you do? I mean, I understand that we are coming from a place where we've been told that somebody is coming from heaven to defend us, to save us. But that is really not the case. We must be realistic. We must be factual. That is not the case. We must be able to stand up to defend ourselves. Yes, we have been promised a lot of things. A lot of prophecies have been made before us. But you must also see this in this perspective. Every Nigerian must see it from a perspective that prophecies are there to encourage us to work harder, rather than for us to sit and hope that because it's been seen that it's definitely going to happen tomorrow, therefore there is no point, no need for me to do anything. No, it is actually supposed to encourage us to work harder. If it is not encouraging to you, then ignore any prophecy that has been made for you, because without you putting in the effort to defend yourself, to guard yourself, or to find ways, then it is going to be highly tough for that to happen. And then let me go to this news which says, defend yourself against jihadists, IPOB to Nigerians. And this is from Daily Post. It says, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has charged Igbos and Nigerians to stand up against Fulani jihadists. IPOB said Nigerians should not allow jihadists to threaten them into silence. The group was reacting to a threat by the Fulani nationalist movement FUNAM of launching a murderous jihad against Nigerian citizens in the Middle Belt, Southeast, South-South and Southwest part of the country in retaliation against the detention of their leader by the Nigeria government and her lawless DSS. The spokesman of IPOB, urged Nigerians to defend themselves against this jihadists. A statement by Powerful reads partly, the global family and movement of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, ably led by the great and indefatigable leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, is alarmed by the national jihad threat from the Fulani nationalist movement FUNAM. We call on the indigenous peoples in Nigeria to rise and defend themselves against the Fulani jihadist movements. No one has a monopoly on violence. In a viral message going around social media, the Fulani nationalist movement FUNAM has issued a threat to launch a murderous jihad against the citizens of the Middle Belt, Southeast, South-South and Southwest of Nigeria in retaliation against the detention of their leader by the Nigerian government and her lawless DSS. We want to inform FUNAM that they cannot threaten the indigenous Nigerians to silence. If they can threaten other nationalities to silence, definitely not Biafrans. They should remember that they are not indigenous to Nigeria and can't use violence or terrorism to conquer the indigenous people in Nigeria. They may have succeeded in some parts of Nigeria in the past, but not anymore. As for us Biafrans, they will never take an inch of our land, and as long as IPOB and ESN are still around, we are ready to face them fire for fire and tit for tat. This is from IPOB. This is from IPOB. And you wonder why the country is in the dire state that it is. You wonder why it is in the dire state that it is. It is because the security infrastructure in Nigeria is only dedicated to softening the people towards the attack of these terrorists. That is what their security is there for. Now look at this news from Daily Post. It says army arrests soldiers captured torturing civilian in viral video. Now this is soldiers torturing civilians in viral video, and this is not something that is perhaps we should say unique. No, this is not a unique case. I'm talking about torturing civilians. This is something that is common. It has been so commonized that even the people make videos, make what do you call it, make videos, content with it, with soldiers torturing them, and laugh over it. That is how common Nigeria army torturing soldiers, Nigeria army torturing civilians are. It is so common that there was this report by Reuters that at least 10,000 women were forcefully were forced to abort their pregnancies by the Nigeria army, and up to today nothing has been done about it. And up to today, those who conducted that act were even promoted. And recently we have seen a whistleblower who was sexually harassed by senior officers in the Nigeria army. When this female officer reported this case, what happened? The Nigeria army actually, rather than to investigate the case, they abducted her and imprisoned her. They imprisoned this young woman for speaking out, and after the world people started speaking out about it, the Nigeria army said that they are taking her through rehab. Now you ask yourself, why would you take this person through rehab when those who are perpetrating the crime are walking around free? What are you trying to achieve? What is it that they are trying to achieve? You take this lady to rehab, but those who are actually perpetrating the crime are walking around free to do whatever they want to do. Free to do whatever they want to do. There is a report that 5,000 innocent Nigerian youths are illegally arrested and detained in 13 prisons in the Republic of Benin. This has gone to the point that other countries are now abducting and detaining Nigerians in different countries. This is because Nigeria is not working. Nigeria is in an unworkable situation, and the solution is to bring an end to it, to the point where people who are leading Nigerians are the ones who are punishing Nigerians, the ones who are putting Nigerians in trouble, the ones who are unleashing terrorists on Nigerians. It is just so crazy. I want to bring you this other news. It says Buhari knew implication of eliminating Nnamdi Kanu. Your book, Toilet Paper, IPOB knocks Adesina. Now, remember Adesina? Okay, let me just read this. I'm sure you'll get the information from here. It says, the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, has rubbished former President Bola Tinubu's ex-media aide Femi Adesina over the revelation that his principal stopped an attempt to eliminate Nnamdi Kanu, pro-Biafra agitator. IPOB said Buhari understood the consequences of eliminating Kanu, hence his decision to opt for his arrest. In his book, Working with Buhari, Reflections of a Special Advisor, Media and Publicity 2015 to 2023, Adesina said the former president opposed suggestions to eliminate Kanu in his hideout and preferred him to be arrested. Reacting, IPOB spokesman Ima Powerful described Adesina's book as a toilet paper which no sane person wants to purchase. A statement by Powerful reads partly, the global family and movement of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, ably led by the great and indefatigable leader Nnamdi Kanu, calls a bluff the claim from Femi Adesina that Muhammadu Buhari did Mazi Nnamdi Kanu a favor by arresting him, as opposed to the assassination plans. The murderous government of Buhari understood the consequences of eliminating Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Femi Adesina wrote a book thinking that the mention of Nnamdi Kanu will sell his book, and that revealing their secret plans against Nnamdi Kanu, Ndibo, IPOB and the Biafran struggle will be to his advantage. The book has turned into toilet paper. No sane person will spend their money or time to buy that book or read it. Kanu is bigger than him and his masters. Without tangible development in Nigeria after 8 years of governance, they are unarguably the most hated administration in all of Nigeria's miserable existence. They are very happy that Adesina and his principal, Major General Muhammadu Buhari, retired, planned and failed in eliminating Kanu because they tried it during the time they attacked his father's compound that led to his mother's and father's deaths. Adesina thought that if he mentioned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu in his book, Nigerians would praise him. In his infamous book, written as the aide of the former president of Nigeria, late Muhammadu Buhari, Femi Adesina disclosed that the murderous government of his late boss planned to assassinate Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. but his boss did Mazi Nnamdi a favor by only just arresting him. He noted that Adesina revealed the devilish agenda of Buhari's government against Kanu. It's revealing that the former aide to the former president, Femi Adesina, has exposed the devilish agenda of his principal in his book. We know that they have tried so many ways to eliminate Mazi Nnamdi without success, he added. Now, I read this because I needed to, for those who are listening who are not really in the know of what is exactly happening in Nigeria, this is why Nigeria is in a mess. This is why Nigeria is in a mess. Nigeria is in a mess because when people like Femi Adesina, those who were surrounding the mask wearer in the name of Buhari, now what kind of productivity do you expect from them? What do you think their produce will be? People who think it is actually a right thing to assassinate people just like that. People who think it is proper in a democratic society to abduct people who thought that the only options when somebody gave them a solution to their problem is either to eliminate the person or to abduct the person. This is how Nigeria solves its problems. This is how Nigeria solves its problems. So this is the why Nigeria is in the kind of mess that it is. This is why Nigeria is in the kind of mess that it is. They do not have any content. They do not have nothing to give to you as a Nigerian. All they care about is themselves, the money they are making. They don't even care about those who are dying. They understand the plan and they do not care about those who are dying. Therefore, calling on them to save you, it's just a mistake, a big mistake. They cannot save you. These people cannot save you. And I'll play you an analysis by somebody, one of the TV presenters in Nigeria, and very, very well analyzed clip. I will play it later on concerning the mindset of the Nigeria president this 2024. I will play it very soon, but before then, let me also show you the mindset of those who are in power, in government in Nigeria. This is from also Daily Post. It says, learn from Buhari, lower your expectations of Tinubu. This is from Garuba Shehu. Garuba Shehu worked with the Tinubu administration, and now this guy is very instrumental in the Tinubu, in the mask wearers administration, the administration of the late Buhari. And this guy is actually a Nigerian journalist. He was a senior special assistant, media and publicity to Buhari, the dead Buhari, and the mask wearer. This man is one of those who are supposed to be a journalist who is supposed to be campaigning for Nigerians and exposing the ills in Nigeria. But he is one of those who are telling Nigerians, do not worry about anything. Do not worry about Nigeria. Your leaders, do not think of asking them or holding them to account. No, do not think about that. Just lower your expectations. Just lower your expectations. Learn from Buhari, that is, learn from the administration which he was part of, which was a total failure. Learn from that failure and lower your expectations. And these people do not even have the shame. They are not ashamed. They are not ashamed. This is why Nigeria is in a mess. When you have people like this in power, people like this in government, what do you expect? This says a former presidential aide, Malam Garuba Shehu, has described former President Muhammadu Buhari as a victim of the crisis of expectation. Look at this. Urging Nigerians to learn from past administration and not expect too much. This is what they say to Nigerians. This is what they say to Nigerians. And you expect Nigeria to get any better. You expect Nigeria to get any better. Let us listen to this clip about the kind of attitude that people should expect from Tinubu this year?
Practice is a imitative declaration of achievements within 100 days. In that whole speech on New Year Day, 7 months after, I think it's quite disturbing that the president could not point to concrete achievements of what his administration has been able to do. The only thing he pointed out, is neither here nor there. He said we had a successful transition in 2023. Well, you can say that because he's the main beneficiary. I don't think that those who lost out in that process would be saying the same thing. And he says he will fight every obstacle in the way of business commitment. Okay, which obstacles is he going to fight really? Is it the foreign exchange crisis? Is it the devaluation of the naira? Is it the lack of confidence and trust on the part of the Nigerian people? Is it the creeping pandemic of empty pockets that Nigerians are going under? The fact that they couldn't even have access ahead of the festive period to their money trapped in the banks. With banks in Nigeria now, I've never heard it, that banks will say they don't have money. But in Nigeria, this is the reality. Even the banks don't have money. Even the money that we have kept in the banks, they say they don't have it. So clearly, 2024 appears like it will be a very challenging year. I think we should leave the destination of promises upon promises. Nigerians want concrete action. And one missing element in that New Year message by the president is that there was no concrete policy element. We will do this. We will do this. This is what we are planned to do. Or New Year Day, this is the policy we have adopted to give us a sense of direction. We are still at the same point where we were 7 months ago. Promises. We need hope. Well, hope is good, Christians will say, but concrete action, concrete measures, as Joe Ajuru has argued, as Bishop Matthew Azankuka has argued, as Cardinal John Oyanikon, the Catholic Bishop Emeritus of Abuja, has argued, is what the Nigerian people need. That's what they look forward to in 2024, Mr. President.
Nigerians are looking forward to concrete plans, not promises. And this is somebody in his New Year address did not address the killings, the slaughter happening in Nigeria. This is somebody who his address was, it seems, recorded. There is a high probability that that address was recorded. It wasn't even live. And to top everything, Nigerians did not even pay attention to what is happening. Nigerians did not even pay attention to the address. And let me take you down to Biafra land so that you also get to understand that this is not just a national issue. This is an issue that cuts across through different corners of Nigeria. I mean, I read to you earlier on the governor, one of the lawmakers of Benue State, complaining that the governor doesn't even show interest in the slaughter of his people, that the governor of the state is not even interested in what is in the insecurity happening in his state, which means he is supporting it. He's supporting the insecurity happening in his state by showing lack of interest. Now, all of these people, the situation of Nigeria is a systemic one. The problem is a systemic problem. It is not one that can be fixed by bringing one person or two persons. No, the problem with Nigeria is it can be solved by fixing that system. It is not one of maybe if we have investors, then the economy, then Nigeria will be fixed. No, Nigeria cannot be fixed because Nigeria has been designed to fail. Now, bringing it back home, this is from Parallel Fact News. It says multinationals exiting Nigeria are fake. Unserious investors indigenous companies now have opportunity to invest. This is by this is by the governor, the Supreme Court governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma. This is somebody with no understanding of economics. This is somebody that has devastated the state, that has slaughtered people. People ran away for their lives. This is somebody who has not grown the domestic income of his state. This is somebody who has not brought any investment into his state. Investments are leaving, and he is here saying that the investors who are leaving are not serious. Why did they invest in the first place if they are not serious? And this is multinationals. How can you say multinationals companies are not fake, are not serious, that they are fake? This is the kind of ideas that I have been bringing you the kind of behavior that today I just want to show you the kind of behavior that your politicians, the Nigeria politicians, have. The president is one with stolen documents, identity unknown, qualification unknown. The only thing that Nigerians know about him is that he uses bullion van to carry cash in order to spend and buy people love. The next thing is that he forfeited hundreds of thousands of dollars in America back when that was probably worth over $20 million now. Back then. And he forfeited such amount of money in America due to his involvement in drug trafficking. Due to his involvement in drug trafficking. This is somebody, what's another thing we know about his identity, his behavior, is that he stole a certificate. He forged a certificate. And still, this person was forced on Nigerians as the president of Nigeria. And we are talking about governors who say to you that who are unaware of the slaughter in their country. We are talking about people who served the president who are telling you that, hey, the information, the conversation that we had at the office of the president was between eliminating and abducting. Elimination and abduction. That was just the two options on the table for them. Eliminating somebody who they consider a thorn on the flesh of their government. Why? Because he is giving them solution to the Nigerian problem. That the only options they had is just either abduction or elimination. That goes to show you the mindset of those who are in charge of Nigeria, the mindset of the leadership of Nigeria. And it is not just like I tried to describe, not just at one point, maybe perhaps you say at the national level. No, it is cut all over the Nigerian system, whether you call it security. I mean, I just read you information about Nigeria security, and the report by Reuters how over 10,000 pregnancies was terminated. At least that 10,000 is putting it mildly. At least 10,000 was terminated by the Nigeria Army, who today are calling people to also join Nigeria Army, who today are recruiting terrorists into the Nigeria Army. So you understand that with the behavior of the Nigeria system, it is not possible for Nigeria to go forward. It is highly impossible for Nigeria to go forward. And then as we are still on this news, let me read a bit of what this governor said. These are people who have no understanding of governance. These are people who don't even understand what it means. They are there just to keep making sure that the country goes down and the people go down with it. Yes, this is your number one radio station, and this news is from Parallel Facts News. It says, Governor of Imo State, Hope Uzodinma, has criticized the involvement of major oil companies, including Shell, Mobil, Chevron, and Total Energies in the Nigerian oil sector, stating that they are not genuine investors. The governor alleged that a group of individuals he referred to as cabal is attempting to undermine Bola Tinubu's efforts to revitalize the nation's economy. Now, ask this guy what he's talking about, this man, what he's talking about. He says, when questioned about whether these alleged cabals were responsible for the departure of investors from Nigeria, Uzodinma contended that those leaving were not authentic investors. Now, this is one of the behaviors. I had to bring this out so that you also see another part of how they behave. They never accept blames for their failure. They will never accept responsibility for their failure. They try shifting blames. Already I had read you the information from the media aid to the mass wearer in the name of Buhari. Garuba Shehu. I read you what he said, that Nigerians should lower their expectation from this same government, that they should lower their expectation. And now this governor of Imo State, Uzodinma, the Supreme Court governor, is also telling Nigerians that it is not even that the economic crisis Nigeria are facing in just 8 months of Bola Tinubu's administration. Somebody who forged his certificate and was caught. Somebody who was caught with drug trafficking. He is saying that people should not blame him or hold him responsible for that. Rather, there are people who are responsible for this. How is it that somebody who has nothing to offer, how can such a person offer Nigerians economic emancipation or economic freedom? How is that possible? How is that possible? They keep shifting blames, looking for someone to blame. Looking for someone to blame. Now, as we go on in today's program, I want to read this, bring this other news before I play the clip of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and what he said about Nigeria. This is from Sahara Reporters, and it says, Nnamdi Kanu's lawyer Ejiofor laments reckless destruction of properties, economic activities in southeast Nigeria by soldiers, others. Ejiofor, in a post on X, formerly Twitter, on Monday, said that it is devastating and heart-wrenching to see how Nigerian soldiers and others destroy properties of innocent civilians in the southeast under the guise of fighting insecurity in the region. Barrister Ifeanyi Ejiofor, counsel for the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, has berated the Nigerian army and security agencies for what he described as deliberate, wanton and reckless destruction of properties of civilians in the southeast region of the country. Ejiofor, in a post on X, formerly Twitter, on Monday, said that it is devastating and heart-wrenching to see how Nigerian soldiers and others destroy properties of innocent civilians in the southeast under the guise of fighting insecurity in the region. He questioned what structures, houses and markets which have been burnt down at one point or the other by the soldiers and other security agents in the region had to do with activities of criminals. Ejiofor asked President Bola Tinubu's government to immediately caution the military and security agencies The lawyer said he was tempted to believe that the actions of the security agents were deliberately designed to destroy the economic activities of the entire Southeast before eliminating them. The lawyer said it is devastating and heart-wrenching to say the least that Nigerian security agents will embark on wanton, mindless and reckless destruction of properties of innocent civilians under the guise of fighting insecurity. What has these structures and hard-earned resources of already impoverished citizens of the Southeast who are struggling to make ends meet under these excruciating and disastrous hard economic realities got to do with the activities of the alleged criminals? Internationally recognized rules of engagement have been thrown to the wind. I want to resist the temptation of interpreting these heinous and wicked actions of Nigeria soldiers as a deliberate clandestine design to completely destroy economic activities of the entire Southeast before eliminating them. Enough is enough, and the federal government of Nigeria must call these marauders to order now and without further ado. Now, I say he's right. I mean, when you look at what is happening in Nigeria, you look at especially how the government has been treating those in Biafra land, with the government security burning down the resources, burning down markets, burning down people's houses. You get to understand there is no other doubt that it is the government that is sponsoring insecurity in Nigeria, especially in Biafra land. It is the government. It is the government that is sponsoring insecurity in Nigeria, especially in Biafra land. In Biafra land. This is a government that that shouldn't even be a government. The people did not agree to form this government to begin with. Now look at, I'm still giving you the behavior of the Nigeria government. Look at this other news. This is also from Sahara Reporters. It says, breaking: Nigerian Judicial Council suspends appointment of wife relations clan people by Kogi Governor Yahaya Bello. So this man appoints his family members, his clan, his relations, his wife into positions. This is the behavior of the Nigerian state. The behavior of the Nigerian state. Now, to good news. Let me bring you this good news. This is from Sahara Reporters, and it says, Imo State residents apprehend 3 security officials accused of kidnapping, raping 15-year-old girl. I say it is good news because they advise that people must defend themselves. This is what it means. People must defend themselves, and I want to encourage people: do not do not make this viral, the apprehension of these people. Just apprehend criminals when you can, and do not really make much about it. You can do your, this is my advice from where I'm standing. I don't really see why us protecting ourselves we should really showcase it, but especially on video, especially on video. But yeah, this is very, very good news. It says, residents of Mbano in Imo State, southeast region of Nigeria, have apprehended 3 security officials alleged to have kidnapped and raped a 15-year-old girl. This is the security officials of Nigeria kidnapped and raped a 15-year-old girl. According to a video footage seen by Sahara Reporters, the teenage girl, who said she hails from Umu Olue area of the state, said that she was at home with her brother when the 4 security men stormed their house and kidnapped her, but her brother escaped from the car that the abductors came with. She She said that she and her brother were in their house when they came, but my brother escaped from the car. All of them were inside the car. The other one raped me 2 times. From the video, it was gathered that the suspects operated with a gun, as the local men who caught them kept asking, "Where is the gun?" while physically torturing them. One of the mobs said that one of the suspects looked familiar. They further revealed in the video that the rape girl is a daughter of a traditional ruler whose identity was not disclosed. However, efforts to confirm the incident from the police failed, as the Imo State Police Public Relations Officer Henry Okoye did not answer several phone calls made to him, nor respond to text and WhatsApp messages sent to him as of the time of filing this report. The Nigeria security, they will never respond. They never respond. They never respond. They are the ones who are perpetrating the crime in our land. They are responsible for the crimes, the abductions, the rape, the murder, the burning of houses. The Nigeria security they are the terrorists that the Nigeria government use in perpetrating crimes. You can see from the way that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was abducted from Kenya, because he gave Nigeria a solution to their problem. You can see from there, from that way, that is how Nigeria government is. They do not care about you. All they want is to perpetrate their crime. So I say good news, because these people were apprehended, and they are apprehended. I hope that we all do what is necessary to ensure that our land is safe, to ensure that our neighborhood is safe. And this means looking out for the person next door, looking out for your neighbor, and make sure that these people are apprehended as soon as possible. That they are apprehended as soon as possible. That they do not commit crimes in our land and leave. I mean, we are the people. We are the security. You and I, we are the people. We own the land. Therefore, we own the security of the land. We cannot leave the security of our land in the hands of criminals, in the hands of Nigeria police, who do not care about you, who are there just to harvest your organs and to kill you. Now let's listen to what our leader said years ago about the insecurity that is happening all over Nigeria.
Send the panic off. The only thing that drives them away, both physically and in the spirit, is the name Biafra. Once you mention Biafra, I can't more for another. But I don't understand, if you want the details of what is happening in Nigeria, I'll give it to you privately. But at the time, I'll give you my talk. Yes. If I tell you what is happening in Nigeria today, you will no longer sleep. You know what I'm saying? Sir, so I am making those warning and advice is very timely. If you want details, I will give it to you privately. What is here? What is he afraid of? And I say because it's not a Biafran. Yeah, only Biafrans speak the truth and have the sense. Only us. Only India also. No other sort of people. And this is something we all need to understand. The same isolate and kill they employed when they kill Sahiba, they used to kill Agakapuro before they were going to use to kill us, to divide, to kill, to eliminate. You're vulnerable to the people. You're born. Despite all the years of service and servitude, they are all ignored. And remember now, if you remember when it's small, you know when you were born, you don't even go to chicken. Isn't it? And you go with that. I know this thing. You come out from school, you go to one Easter or one Christmas or New Year festival, your mom will ask you to go bring that sense. And some of us go to a medicine is getting how is our life the flowers in this? I'm sure. When I preached to them and told them that I'm wasting their time, they said, no, I have a friend, one of my friends in Sokoto, one of my friends in Kanu, one of my friends in Meridi. Go to the they like to first. Did they come? No. They come to IDOB. So this is that is your love with the Fulanis in the zoo. They pretend they love you, they pretend they like you. They despise you. And the people now, the Yoruba need to realize that they themselves are not immune to what the Fulanis are doing. You say you are a Nigerian. The Yoruba Fulani servant will say they love you. They will say, oh, why are you asking for Biafra?
That was the voice of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, talking about in summary, nobody will like you like your own, nobody will love you like your own, nobody will be there to fight for you like your own people, nobody will defend you like your own people, nobody. And today is going to be the first day for me to open up the line so that you can call in. Today will be the first day, and I understand that some people have been looking forward to this day for them to call in and be part of this program by contributing. I do understand that, and you must also understand that if you have been following, last year when I took some time out from broadcasting on the radio, it was like I said, to solve certain issues that I had. I came back not because those issues have been solved. No. Understand this. It is not because those issues were completely solved. No. I came back because I found a way to be here while waiting and working towards the solving of the issues. I found out that not being here is very tormenting to me, because this is a responsibility that I chose to do, a responsibility that I welcomed to do. So you must also understand that there are things that need to be put in place before everything can be hunky-dory like we want it to be. I myself, I want a lot of things to change. If possible, so that we can set up have a proper setting. If possible, have people more than myself being here every day. I'm talking about people people having a conversation, a serious conversation, especially professionals. We can have days when we talk about economy. We can have just one day in a week. What we are discussing about is economy, and we have experts on economy discussing. These are ideas that I have that we can bring to the table. But these are ideas that we are not bringing to the table right now because of some people have expectations. We all have expectations. Some people think, oh, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu should do this magic and that. Some other people are sitting down somewhere saying, what are you people doing? Having expectations without bringing anything to the table, without saying, okay, what am I bringing? And this is one of the reasons why we like to I'm talking about behavior today. So this is one of the reasons why we like to we'd rather what is this? We don't like bringing solutions. We prefer complaining rather than bringing solutions. Somebody asking what is the IPOB doing to free Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and you are talking about it as somebody who is concerned. But if you are concerned, what then are you doing? Those people you are asking, do they have more heads than you? Those people that you are asking, the mere fact that you are asking is because they are showing that they have a responsibility, not only to themselves but to their people. You that is asking, in order to show responsibility, what is it that you are doing as your responsibility? That is why when I see people say, oh, what is those kind of ridiculous questions, I most times I don't even know how to respond to them, because how do you respond to such people? How do you respond? If you see a situation that you can solve it. Stop asking ridiculous questions. Solve it. We must cultivate the mindset of bringing solutions rather than looking for issues. We must cultivate that mindset of bringing solutions. The insecurity problem, you make sure that your eyes are peeled, that we are all circumspect. We all are very, very clear to what is happening in our surroundings, so that we can report the situation, so that we can also be able to contribute towards our own development, our own wellness. That is very important. Not asking, I said this some time ago here, that somebody asked me, oh, I thought that time that insecurity was so high that Nigeria government was massively sponsoring insecurity, especially in Olu. Somebody asked me, I thought the DOS would make sure that this doesn't happen. And I'm like, but what are you doing? You don't think these are humans? Do you not think that they need information from you to function? Do you not think that you also have a part to play? What are you doing? What are you doing? If I were to say, oh, I'm waiting for everything to be all good before I do, okay, just for instance, this responsibility, this minor one that I am contributing, if I was supposed to say, let me wait for everything to be all good, believe you me, I wouldn't be here. Some people who I looked up to have already discouraged me. I would be saying, oh, let me wait for the perfect day, but there is no perfect day. I found out that there is no perfect day. Grab the day you have and make it perfect. That was why I decided to come back. Even when I came back, I was also struggling with the sound. You remember, you are here. I was struggling. Even till today, I'm still struggling with the sound. I'm still struggling with the sound, even till today. I would have, the way I wanted this program to go would be 30 minutes, we play music for 30 minutes, not even go on Facebook because of the way they will censor it and all of that. Play music on our radio so that, you know, people who have the app, yeah, play music there. And then that's for 30 minutes. And then news for 30 minutes. And then conversation for 30 minutes. I'm talking about people coming, 4-5 people, as a group, having conversation, having argument is allowed. I actually like that. People coming from different perspectives. If you do not agree, you call in, you say you want to join in. We put you in that conference call. You become part of it. We all join in that conversation. Have conversation. Today we're talking about economics. Tomorrow we are talking about health. The next day we're talking about security. I mean, look at the statement made by the Funam movement. We are supposed to be here going through it line by line, speaking about it. I'm not going to be the only one here talking about it. That's why I can't bring such up. So we all have a responsibility, and these are things that I am hoping that we can get to that point this year. The zoo is doing everything to ensure that we do not move forward. But we, you, we also have a responsibility. That was why when I read that news about the people who caught those terrorists who raped the girl, I said good news. I said good news, wonderful news. Imagine the state of that poor girl. Imagine what she went through. Imagine the brother that survived, the trauma that they had to go through. We overlook these things. We don't understand the trauma that our people are going through. And it is very, very painful that we overlook these things. We think, oh, we are too strong. We can do everything. We overlook these things. Our people are going through trauma. What type of children are we going to raise tomorrow? This is the question. What are we doing to ensure that we do not go through all of this? Honestly, it is very painful for me. Honestly, it is very painful. And if you would like to be part of this program, please call the number plus 27 78064 5457. I repeat, plus 27 78064 5457. And let us re-examine our value system. Let us re-examine our value system. It is true that we have been taught that we can reap benefits without working, without putting effort, and then we can reap certain benefits. But is that really true? I don't think so. I don't think that is true. How will you reap without sowing? How is it that you go into a farm expecting to have corn, expecting to have maize, expecting to have yam, when you have not planted yam? When you have not planted yam and you're expecting to harvest yam, how is that possible? How is that possible? Few days ago, I did speak about value system. We must re-examine our values. We must re-examine our values. What are the things that we value? What are those things that we value? I will call the number again. I know I called the number without letting you know that I'll call the number, so you can call in via WhatsApp and we can have a conversation, or you can call straight call and we'll have a conversation about the value system. You can see the Nigerian value system, the system of corruption, the system that says to you, you are holding your leaders in too much esteem. You are placing them too much in high esteem. Do not place them in high esteem and all of that. That is the value system that they are cultivating in Nigeria, where you expect mediocrity, where you expect we don't have any kind of hope. There is hopelessness. That is what they are promoting, a state of hopelessness. That is what they are promoting in Nigeria, for you to be hopeless, for you to be staying in a state of hopelessness. That is why the army are doing the job of terrorists. That is why the police are doing the job of terrorists. That is why they go around harvesting your organs, because they want to put you in a perpetual state of hopelessness. But then, are we going to allow that to happen? What are you doing not to make that happen? Like I said, the number to call is plus 27 78 064 5457 +27 78 064 5457. Last year my phone was infected by virus a lot of times. Last year alone. I'm talking about phone that I bought, the ones we used to use here to answer calls last year, from when I had the program from 5 to 7 p.m. That is Motherland, when I was anchoring Motherland. A lot of things happened last year. A lot of things happened. A lot of things, personal things that were supposed to keep me out of the radio for a while, at least for a long time. A lot of things happened. But I took some time out, said, okay, let me address these issues. But while out, I realized that, hey, I mean, I can actually do my best, be on the radio, and also try to address these issues as well. And this is the state of so many people who are working towards this project. You find people who are not involved in any way. They are the ones who have more to say because they are not involved. They are the ones who have a lot of things to say, a lot of ideas, a lot of contributions, because they are not involved. They are from behind saying, oh, what are we doing? Oh, this and that. Oh, we want water. You can imagine. You can imagine, without asking his or herself the consequences of such. Without asking the consequences. They have taught us, oh, there is no need to expect to have any expectation on Nigeria. There is no need to have any expectation from the people who are there for you, who are supposed to be there for you. And today, people are buying into it. Today, in Nigeria, you dig your own water. You provide water by yourselves. You provide road by yourselves, for yourselves. You provide electricity for yourself. You provide all that you need, all the amenities that you need by yourself and for yourself. There is no government involvement. Nobody is trying to assist you. Nobody is trying to assist you. Nobody is trying to be part of it. Those whose responsibility it is to provide these things are not doing nothing. They are not doing nothing. And they are even telling you not to have any expectations from them. They are telling you that you should not have any kind of expectations from them. One of the worst things I said yesterday, one of the worst things one can do for themselves is not having a value system that tallies with their reality, or a value system that is totally different from the reality. You see the reality that there is insecurity in the land, but you're living like it's all is good, simply because it hasn't happened to you yet, simply because it has not reached the community where we live yet. Today we are asking for ESN to be fully funded, and there are still people who would rather go and give offering than to fund their own security. There are people who still prefer to go and spray money at an event without giving to their own security. There are people who prefer spending money in different corners, in different directions, building houses and all of that. Wonderful. But you must be safe first. Driving the latest cars without first thinking of their own security. Even those who think of their own security, some of those who think of their own security, the first thing they think of is when they have bodyguard, then they are secured. If they have bodyguard, oh, all is well. That is the reason why things are as bad as they are, because you are thinking that if you have bodyguard, all is well. Therefore, insecurity continues. Insecurity continues because you do not see insecurity as something that deserves to be sorted. The order of one's value is what they call the scale of preference. What do you prefer to solve first before the order? That is the order of your value. This thing is more important to you. For instance, you might have socks, you might not have socks and shoes, and then perhaps one trouser or two trousers, and then maybe a gown, and then you have 50 naira, which you, or say you have 1,000 naira, which you need to buy something, at least clothing. You now have to say, which one is more important to me first? From this money, can I be able to buy shoes first? Because it is more important to me than buying another clothes and walking with legs, walking barefooted. Or will this money be enough to buy me shoes without socks? Or should I just buy socks and leave shoes and be wearing socks up and down? That is called scale of preference. You might see somebody who needs socks first. I remember when I was going to buy clothes for my child. I remember then I did not know anything about, so I went and I was looking for shoes because they were exciting, seeing these tiny shoes, these little shoes for this newborn. But I was told, no, this baby is not going anywhere. Why are you buying shoes? In as much as, yes, maybe at a point they have to go checkups and all of that, but the most important is socks. So I had to check my values and say, okay, but this one doesn't even need shoes right now. What he needs is socks. So now you go for socks before shoes. You go for socks before shoes. If it's enough, if what you have is enough to get all of them, you get all of them. If it is not enough, you go for the ones that are more important. That is called scale of preference, scale of importance. This thing is for us to, we don't even need to be informed to secure ourselves. We don't even need to be told that our security, that's supporting ESN, is of utmost importance. We don't need to be told. We don't need to be told that supporting IPOB is of utmost importance. We don't need to be told. We don't need to be told that not coming to criticize people, especially those who you are under, in public, is the right thing to not criticizing those. If you have an issue, you go to them directly, you ask them, these are the issues I have, can you bring clarity to this, rather than coming publicly to criticize. So these are according to the values that you hold. That is where you determine the value system, according to the values that you hold. Okay. You can still call in. The number to call is +27 78 064 5457. I will repeat the number just now. You can call in via WhatsApp, and I will bring you to Biafrans. I know today is my first day and I did not inform you guys that the lines will be open today. I am still having issues setting up the lines for us to use. So, like I've always called out and said, if you know whatever you can contribute to make this program a success, whether it is mentally, whether it is whatever you can contribute, you get in touch and let us know. I have a caller on the line. Caller, can you hear me? Okay, excuse me, I am still trying. Okay, caller, you are live on the radio. Can you hear me?
Good morning to you, Mazi.
Otuto Mazi, good morning to you too. Thank you very much for calling us at Sunrise Radio Biafra. Please go ahead. You are our first caller. You are our first caller in this show, eh?
Yes, Mazi. Thank you so much. Also, Chukwu Kikabiama will continue to be your strength. Good morning to you, my brothers and sisters. Biafrans over the world. Chukwu Abiyama remains our strength. And that is the reason why we will never give up. My name is Sugo. I'm calling from the blessed land of Biafra. As we listen to all you are saying every morning, and we will continue to say, may the grace of Chukwu Abiyama continue to descend upon you. That will be your strength. That is the strength of our leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. You see, the zoological republic, the evil place on earth, which their leaders, their rulers, they know the truth. That is the reason why their family are not residing in the zoo. They know all they could know as the truth. You know, say some people, when they will come on the air, as the Zoom news, they will come and paint some truth. But after coming out from the angle which they will come out, you will see them lamenting. But there is time for everything as we continue to inform all of them. There is a time we said, the time will come, all of you will start saying this truth, and that time is now. There is nobody in the zoo, both big and small, that is not lamenting. According to what you just said, they are giving impression that the zoo is a place of share your cake, get your own part, and that is the reason why both the army and the police are supporting the evil politicians to continue to commit evil at the head of innocent citizens who they're supposed to protect. You know, so there is something that many of us fail to recognize. Do you know that the reason why the people in the zoo citizens are suffering today is because the army and the police refuse to do the right thing, just as our leader preached to them years ago. He said that all this civilized country that all of you are running to, that there is a time when their soldier and their police refused to go against the masses. And that was the time things started normalizing. When the evil leader gave order to go against the innocent citizens, they said, no, do the right thing. It is very, very difficult for the zoological republic for them to take such decision. And all of them, everybody is seeing what is happening. Both to you, that you are fighting for the zoo as a soldier or police. If you fight and die, your children will join the queue of suffering. Many of them are in that leg today. Many of them, they have lost their life and their family is nowhere to be found. So that is the reason why so many of them that is listening to this hallowed platform, they need to learn. And I commend many of them that resign. There are so many of them that resign. They are not IPOB member. They are not our member. They resign because they recognize the truth. They say that we will no longer support or condone this evil of Nigerian acts by their so-called evil leader. So I continue to encourage every one of us, all the Biafrans, our brothers and sisters, our leadership in the Directorate of State, Chukwu Kikabiama, is our strength, and we must continue to support our leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. We must continue to stand on the side of this truth. Let me say this before I go, Mazi. There are so many types of betraying that I myself, I find out in this struggle. because some people don't even know that you can betray somebody at the point abandoning that person. That is a very dangerous betraying attitude. Some people think that betraying is when you go, like people that sold Hindu, that when you go and call the evil ones to come and take over and come and catch your leader, look at the place you will get him, that you have go against, you have betrayed. My brothers and sisters, if you are listening to me, there is other type of betraying that is more dangerous than that one. What is that betraying? If you are cooperating with your leader, and your leader said that you will be the one to disappoint him, and you said, no, I am 100% beside you, behind you, then at the point of your leader being arrested by the enemies, they halfway above, you are a dangerous betrayer. If you are in that lane, if you found yourself in that lane, return back, because that is the most dangerous, abandoning your own. Mazi, thank you so much. Chukwu continue to be with you. We must continue. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mazi Ugo. I appreciate you. I appreciate your contribution. Very well spoken. Thank you and God bless. So, Mazi Ugo, the first caller on Sunrise on Radio Biafra this morning. I love his contribution always. Thank you very much. Nigeria is not workable. That is a simple statement of fact. Nigeria is not workable, and yes, they will continue trying to prop up this country as if it is something fit for human habitation. Nigeria is not. Nigeria is not. A lot of people, if people should rise up, like the caller rightly pointed, if people should rise up and say enough is enough, enough is enough, then enough will be enough. Then enough will be enough. I am just getting reports that okay, let me read this report I just received now from one of our comrades. He said Ndi Abia refused to take their slots in the recruitment of police. People's eyes are now open, and I love Abians for that. Let other states follow suit. Wow, this is wonderful news. This is wonderful news. We must understand that the only people that will protect us are the Eastern Security Network, nobody else. The Eastern Security Network, not the police, not the army. So why then are we joining? I love what Abia people did. You can't see that something is not working. You cannot look and see that, hey, this thing is not working, no. And we keep going through the same thing. We keep going to the same thing that is not working. It doesn't make sense now. It does not make sense. You can see, just like the last caller said, that some people are resigning. That is how it should be. People must see a system that is not working and know that, hey, to solve this problem needs my contribution. It needs my input as well. It needs your input as well. Look at the step that people in Abia State, they have taken and rejected the slot that they were given to be part of the criminal organization, because Nigeria Police is a criminal organization. We must look beyond, oh, we want something to put in our stomach. We must look beyond that. Every other state, Imo State, Bayelsa, Enugu, all of these states must get to that point where they should say, no, we are not part of it anymore. This security system is not working for us. Now look at the news I read. A 15-year-old girl, these security men went to their house. This one is not, they even saw her on the road. They went to their house. They went to their house and abducted her and the brother. Imagine if our brothers and sisters who saved them did not rescue them. Imagine what would have happened if they had not acted and rescued them. Imagine the fate of this young people. Imagine what they are even going through now because of of this security, people who are supposed to secure your life, protect you, people who are supposed to secure and protect you, are the ones who are perpetuating criminality against you. Therefore, this singular act of Abians, this singular act that Abia State people did by not accepting this slot of recruitment into the police, but this is a wonderful, wonderful news. I am very happy to hear this. I am very happy. We must look beyond stomach infrastructure. We must look beyond it. If we are looking for our survival, we must look beyond our stomach. There are so many avenues for us to be able to eat, drink, and with a lot of other opportunities. IPOB is creating a lot of opportunities for us. IPOB has asked people to go into farming, go into cultivation of crops, go into animal husbandry, there are so many things we can do in order to ensure that we have food for our people, in order to ensure that we can provide for ourselves. Let us leave these Nigeria institutions. They are not working. They are not working. They are not working. We have to find what matters to us, what is more important to us, and we follow it. I have a caller on the line. Caller, thank you very much for joining us here on Sunrise on Radio Biafra. Please go ahead, introduce yourself, and go ahead with your opinion.
Mazi Sochima, Mbalari, Udochukwu Kapia Madarodi.
Thank you.
My name is Mazi Obasi Ejike. I'm calling from Besen land of Biafra. Our leader remains Mazi Nnamdi Kanu Ahamadike, one of Biafra land. Biafra is our religion, and this hollow platform is where we worship. Ezechukwu Okuke Abiama is our God. That God that holding our fathers, protecting them 1977 when the evil world gang up to wipe them out of these planets. That is who we worship. Mazi, what we are asking the zoological and the evil politicians in our land to release our leader for us. They have not done anything wrong, have never steal the way their evil politicians steal, they are still everywhere dry. But all of them keep quiet and they followed the will and the character of Fulanis. Fulanis wanted to infiltrate everywhere so that nobody will know who they are. That is why they are pushing all the evil people down to east, so that everything that all the bad things that are happening in the north will start happening in our land. But we will not allow that thing to happen. You know, what you said, that we will not support something that is not in our character. We must separate ourselves, show the example that we are not the same people. You see, when you come where you don't know, like you went to Yorubas, when they are finished toilet, they use water and wash their nyash. If you go to Hausa people, when they are finished, they wash their hand, they wash their leg, wash their nyash too. But Igbo people, Biafran is when they are finished, they will buy toilet. Because when we are talking about this, the people don't know that calling us, especially these religious leaders who are saying that human beings is one. How? If human beings is one, how can Igbo people bring hatred in all over the place in the zoological? How? I asked them, assuming that in a only tissue that Nigeria is producing, and the only people that buying it is Igbo people, how can they survive? How can they survive? Nobody answers that question till today. I told them, you people are misleading the nature. Human beings is not one. we know that only God who created us, mount us here, created us with our own language and with our own culture. Igbo people can never get mind, no matter how it may be, get the mind of stealing the type of money that a Fulani is always get mind and steal. No, no, no. As you see them, they are not using it, they will be pushing it Arab country, and then people are dying here. And they are thinking that everything is all right. No, it's not all right. We want to tell our people, for you that are collecting money to point a hand to do this. Our Minister of Defense said 2024 will not be like other years. We are now standing up to challenge those who are trying to destroy our land, to force us to believe the will of Fulanis, the ideology of stealing, killing, destroying people all over the place. No. We must stand up and enough is enough. Our leader must be released. Our leader must be released because he's not evil politicians. Nigeria like bad things more than good things. But we, Biafrans, let the Chukwuka Biama not allow the bad one to surpass evil ones in our land. We will sanitize ourselves and be the way our ancestors was before evil British came. We are different from Fulanis. We are different from Hausas. We are different from Yorubas. We are Biafrans. We work hard because our father said, so that is who we are. It's better everybody know that. Great Biafrans, support ESN. Remove fear from your eyes. Remember, only you, only us can save ourselves from this world, from this evil entity called Nigeria. Nobody will come for us. Only us can save ourselves. We don't need to watch naked. Please, great Biafrans, support ESN. If you are not doing anything to save your land, remember that you are not representing anything. Thank you, Mazi, for your good work. We don't need to watch naked.
Thank you very much, Mazi. I appreciate you. Thank you, and thank you. We are gradually coming to the end of this program today, and from today we will be able to call in. We'll be able to call in and have our say and make our contributions, and we are trying to find a way to properly structure this program, and we will get to that. It's little by little. So I thank you all for the time and for the dedication. Please do also remember that this program starts by 5 and ends by 7 in the morning, from 5 to 7 in the morning. This program is for those who are early birds, those who are always awake as early as possible. There are some of us who cannot sleep from 3. As far as it is 3, we are awake. And then if you are one of those, or you want to just be part of this program, then you are free to join us anytime. You are free to join us anytime. As we bring this program to an end, let me give time to this caller. Caller, you are live on Radio Biafra. Welcome to Sunrise. Please introduce yourself and go ahead with your opinion. Ndewo.
Hello, Mazi Sotumamanani. And greetings to all Biafrans. I thank you for your good work, and I thank you for making it possible for us to be able to interact in this very program. May Elohim strengthen you and make you to stand strong and until we achieve our freedom in the name of Kuka. My name is Mazi Onyemechi. Mazi Onyemechi is from calling you from blessed land of Biafra. And I just want to make and put my contribution to what is going on in more especially in Biafra land, and more especially the kind of things, the policy that the new governor of Enugu State is introducing in Enugu State, more especially in the markets around the Enugu State, the kind of taxation this man letters definitely is alarming. And I just want to encourage our Biafrans to unite in one force and fight this enemy that is being imposed in the land of Enugu as a governor, because this man have come to get what the hopeless Usodima is doing in Imo State. That's how this man is trying to make Enugu State to be suffering, because the way things is hard in the land, and he is still doing taxation on market people. So what I'm just trying to let Biafrans know is to, because he cannot win the masses. Rather, masses are the one that have the power. So I just used to be a kind of discussion on another day, because the information is that he is imposing taxation on Biafrans in every market in the Biafra land, and is bringing more hardship on poor people. So thank you, Mazi, such Mabanali, and I will keep on reporting whatever that's going on, and as I see it.
Thank you.
Mazi Onyemechi from Usuka province of Biafra land. Thank you very much. Good morning.
Good morning, and thank you very much, Mazi. I appreciate your contribution. I appreciate your report. We must rise up together to solve our problems together. There is this joy in it. There is a joy that comes from you knowing that, hey, you are instrumental in the solving of this problem that you are facing. We must all rise up together. I mean, look at Enugu State, the problem that the governor is creating in a state where he is supposed to give people good life. The economic situation of Nigeria is a mess, and Enugu State is not different. Then why is the governor creating more hardship, imposing more hardship on the people? That is to tell you that these people are not for you. They are not for us. And the power is in our hands. The power is in our hands. Why are we allowing these people to do this? We'll have to have a conversation on this particular issue, and yes, we have to bring a day to have a conversation on what is happening in Enugu State, especially this thing affecting our mothers, our fathers in the marketplaces. This is the easiest thing our people can do in order to make money. The only place we know how to at least make money now that government is not doing nothing for us. Why should they try to suffocate us as well? Unfortunately, I cannot answer any more calls because of time. I have to end this program here. Thank you all very much for being part of this program today. I appreciate your contributions. I appreciate all the efforts that you all made today in order to make this a success, and all the efforts that you have been making in order to make this program a success. I really appreciate it. And whatever ideas, whatever thing that you think we can incorporate into this program, please do not keep it to yourself. Please tell me, let us find a way to implement it. If we can be, whatever idea that you have, please bring it on. Let us look at it and see if it is something that we can implement. And I will be bringing more people, as much people as who are into this struggle, who are committed, who are dedicated towards this restoration, who understand what this is about, who want to also be part of this. We can always give time so that people can air their views. I mean, the other day I brought one of our comrades from Igodo, and I think we might come to a point where people will be coming, having up to 30 minutes to be able to air their opinion. Look at what is happening in Enugu State. We need somebody who will come in here and report, probably for as much as 30 minutes. Give us a clear understanding of what is happening, and I will try to call back this our brother who just called back and see what we can do about it. Thank you all very much for being part of this program. Do have a wonderful day. Remember, The power is in your hands. Remember, you are in charge of your lives. Go out and enjoy your day. Ndero.
Yeah.